Last weekend marked the 28th homicide in the Salt City.
Fake stories are running rampant across the internet. Some are blaming the election results for the problem.
Kanye West's last couple of weeks have been a roller coaster ride, to say the least.
All that and more. Juice and Java starts right now.
Welcome to Juice and Java. It's 11 a.m. in the East and 8 a.m. in the West. I'm Mia Rossi.
And I'm Jackie Prager. Our top story today is about the train platforms in Syracuse. Let's head over to the squeeze.
The New York State Department of Transportation spent $1.5 million to restore a very old freight train platform. The platform was originally part of the New York Central Railroad tracks, but was abandoned in 1962. It was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2009, but in 2015, a state inspection found that the platform was threatening the building below. The Department of Transportation began a $1.5 million project to restore the deteriorating platform. However, this government spending on the project is under much scrutiny from citizens. Jackie, what do you think about this, being a Syracuse resident for 4 years now? Do you think the spending was too much or was it necessary?
I think it was a lot, but at the same time, Armory Square is such a central part of Syracuse that, especially being on a historic site and being called a historic site, they need to keep that upkeep. But I don't know if 1.5 million is really necessary.
You know, I think that the main part of this was the safety issue, and I guess they're gonna defend it by saying we had to do everything we could to make sure that this wasn't going to affect that building below it, and they could have ended up with so much more trouble and scrutiny if they hadn't fixed it and something
right
happened.
And people complain about, you know, the spending, but at the same time, like, what if something did happen? And it's rather to be over cautious than, God forbid, something were to happen and people were to get injured. That's a lot more of an issue. But in other news, after the fatal shooting of 26-year-old Jonathan Diaz in Armory Square early Thanksgiving morning, the Syracuse Police Chief Frank Fowler had a message for the public. He said, quote, "No one should ever bring a gun into a bar," end quote. This message was addressed especially to those with concealed carry permits. Even though it is legal in New York State, Fowler said that mixing alcohol with guns leads to tragedies like these. This shooting is the 28th homicide in Syracuse this year, making 2016 the deadliest year for homicides in Syracuse's history. Now, this was a crazy story, and I mean, so unfortunate.
I was coming back to campus on Monday morning. I flew in, and then I took a cab back to campus, and my cab driver was telling me about this and saying people are now scared to go to Armory Square. So it's really an awful sort of thing that happened.
It really is such a shame. I mean, people shouldn't be afraid of Armory. That's one of the central points. And there's a rumor going around. It's being speculated that this was over a cheating scandal, that the two were in a fight. And I mean, it really is true. Like, people with all the gun laws going around, you know, there's a big responsibility regardless of what your position is to be carrying a gun.
Exactly, and like we were saying, it's a sort of a political issue now, and this next story has to do with that as well. We all love sharing news clips on Facebook, but it may be harming the way we receive true news. Fake news found often on the internet is starting to concern some people. Unlike satirical news, fake news is harming traditional fact-based journalism and instead provides shareable and unsourced news from a specific point of view. This is suggested to have played a role in the election when many unsourced news videos said Hillary Clinton had been arrested by federal agents right before Election Day. So as I was saying, this is a huge problem, and especially as journalism students, this goes against everything that we learn.
I know so much. The people rely on the news to give them accurate information, and fake news being out there, people don't know what to believe, and they're not going to trust the journalists who are trying to provide them these factual news and being accurate, because they just don't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah, and it's also the idea of confirmation bias, where people want to believe that something's true, and then they have a fake news story that tells them that it is true, and that's totally not the case. And then that, you know, is just spreading even more information because people get what they want to hear, and then they're spreading it on their own.
Right, and then everything gets lost in the mess, and then it's just disheartening us as students who are trying to make a career out of this and as a living, and we want to give the accurate news, to see people going and giving false news and making almost our
It's one more thing that we have to sort of keep on our radar as we, use social media and report the news.
Right. Well, on a lighter note, the two most popular baby names of 2016, according to Baby Center, are Sophia and Jackson. Baby Center came to this conclusion by information supplied by nearly 400,000 parents. This survey also includes names that are spelled differently but are pronounced the same. Also trending are Peyton, Eliana, Mateo, and Ezra. The top 6 names on the girls' list are all alike in that they all end in the letter A. Now, Mia, you actually made the top list.
Yes, so Mia is number 5, and it goes with that trend. It ends with an A, and it's funny because when I was named Mia, I guess 21 years ago, it wasn't a popular name at all, and it's kind of interesting to see how it's now in the top 5.
And names, it seems like it goes like that on the cycle and how older names come back, and it's really cool. I mean, my full name is Jacqueline, and it's spelled not even the traditional way. And so there's so many variations, and it's really interesting. I mean, that's one thing that's unique about everyone is their name.
I always laugh because since my name's now coming to be popular, I'm like, when I'm older, my name is going to seem like such a young person's name that you wouldn't think of an adult to be named. But it's okay, and it's kind of cool that my mom and my dad were on trend a long time ago without knowing it.
They knew ahead of time.
It was going to become popular. In other popular people news, after a couple scary days, Kanye West has checked out of the UCLA Medical Center. The rapper left Wednesday after being treated for exhaustion. Kim Kardashian, West's wife, was reported to be at his bedside each day he was in the medical center. Kris Jenner, West's mother-in-law, spoke out about his conditions, saying, quote, "He's had a grueling tour and it's been a grind, so he just needs to rest." Quote, "The remaining dates of his St. Pablo tour have been canceled." So I have to say, although it was really sad, when I heard that he was going into this rehabilitation medical facility, I was not that surprised.
Really? Well, I heard also that insiders really close to the family and who know the rapper really well say that this is also a common thing that happens because his mother did pass away in November.
Exactly.
And so it's always a rough time. And, being on tour and in the spotlight 24/7, I mean, it's exhausting.
And he has 2 young kids, one of them who is
actually their
young.
birthday. Saint's first birthday is next week, so.
Oh, I can't wait to see the pictures on Instagram. I'm sure they're going to be having an extravagant
It's good that he was
party
released for it, and that the whole family will be together and be able to celebrate.
Hope, I'm sure fans are really disappointed about the tour being canceled, but it seems like this might be what he needs.
This is a little bit more important, and I'm sure he'll be on tour again.
Yeah.
And the chief executive officer of Barnes & Noble said that Tuesday that Americans were too busy watching election news to read books. The company's sales fell around 4% from July to September. The CEO, Leonard Riggio, said that this happens during the TV viewing hours because people are consumed with watching election coverage. He hopes sales will return to, quote, normal-ish, end quote. Hillary Clinton was spotted at a bookstore after the election, but it was an independent bookstore and not Barnes & Noble. So this is a little surprising to me. I really didn't ever consider this being an issue, but I guess it really is.
I think we forget to think of books as a form of entertainment and a thing that people do. My family, we're very much a TV family. We sit down at the TV every night. But reading is, a thing that people do, in their free time after work. So I can see how it, I never thought about it, but I can see how it would have an impact.
Right. Well, but at the same time, I went to Barnes & Noble over break, and I got a book, and especially maybe now that the holidays are coming around, people are going on vacation, they need a book to read, so hopefully they'll go into the bookstore.
My sister over winter break over Thanksgiving break was really into reading. It was so funny. She loves TV, and she just got into reading all of a sudden. So
I mean, it's great for you. It helps, and it's good to be cultured. So people should maybe go buy some books.
We'll see. In other news that may be of interest to college students, Prince Harry last Monday announced that the royal family will be giving out 9 Royal Household Hospitality Scholarships to residents who live in the Caribbean realms where Queen Elizabeth serves as head of state. Those who receive the scholarships will learn new skills while serving in the Master of Households department. Duties include catering in the kitchen, housekeeping, greeting guests, and serving food and drink. The scholarship program lasts for 6 weeks. This sounds like the best opportunity. Yeah,
I would do this in a heartbeat.
Even if I'm not even interested in working in hospitality, and this would still be an incredible
The opportunity in itself is really cool, and I think it's great that they're giving it to people who have some sort of connection to the royal family as well, and so that brings them closer since they're not as geographically as close.
I mean, if it means you get to spend some time with Prince Harry too, then you can definitely sign me up.
I'm sure you would meet the amount of people you would just meet hosting their parties and their dinners, and I mean, it would just be an incredible experience.
It would be, and I'm sure there's students who are really, looking to apply.
Do your best on the application.
Exactly.
Well, after the break,
studying finals. Oh my! Stay tuned to hear where to go to let off some steam after studying and how to celebrate the holidays.
Stay with us.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
I know. Why is it so loud? I know, but
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it,
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got, or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
just a little over 20 days until Christmas and Hanukkah celebrations begin.
Candace Higgins is in studio to tell you what Central New York has to offer for the holidays.
It's the first week of December, and so far we've only had one snow sighting. Strange. Lucky for the locals of Syracuse, this slight change in tradition has not offset their Christmas spirit. In the upcoming weeks, there will be tons of events to put you in the giving mood this season. Local churches such as St. Patrick's in Jordan will be hosting bake sales throughout the month, where you and your family can participate in decorating holiday treats for your neighbors. And we can really get into the spirit without having a Christmas tree? I don't think so. Tomorrow at 6 p.m., the village of Manlius will have their annual tree lighting. It will begin at 6 p.m. and will accompany festive lights, warm smiles, and your favorite Christmas carols. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, you can surely get into the cheerful mood. It's a time where we take a step back and focus on others and their happiness. Let's just hope our professors will be in the same generous mood when it comes down to finals. Brace yourself because finals are in 2 weeks. To ensure you get the best grades, it all comes down to preparation. You need to focus, drink water, and stray away from the coffee. It tends to make you more anxious. And baths. This goes for both males and females. According to the Huffington Post, baths have been proven to relieve stress, sleep, and boost your brain power. There's a lot of preparation into acing your finals, but it eventually boils down to studying. Now, if you're serious about doing well, don't go to Bird Library. The students of Syracuse don't call it Club Bird for nothing. It's the ultimate hangout spot. It will be packed with people, chatter, and endless food aromas. If you're looking for a more focused environment, I suggest finding a small study room for you and your colleagues, maybe a classroom, empty hallway, somewhere where there's little to no distractions. Moon Library, located on the ESF campus nearby Lawrence Hall, is one of my favorite spots. You can hear a pen drop. Silence is key to staying focused. That's all we have to pour in your cup here on The Brew.
When we come back,
Rebecca Thornburg will be here for a preview of the upcoming Syracuse basketball season.
see you in a minute.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even brought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Syracuse University's men's basketball are currently 4 for 2 with a game this afternoon against North Florida.
Our very own Rebecca Thornburg predicts how the rest of the season will pan out.
The Syracuse men's basketball team has had an okay season so far. In the first 4 games of the season, the Orange blew out their opponents, which included Colgate, Holy Cross, Monmouth, and South Carolina State by more than 20 points. The team even reached 101 points against South Carolina State, something they have not done since 2012. But in their last 2 games, Syracuse has played their hardest non-conference teams, and they have lost both of their games. Their first loss was against South Carolina, where Cuse could not get the scoring going and lost 64-50. In the ACC Big Ten Challenge, the Orange and the Badgers battled, but the Badgers had much stronger outside shooting that helped them take home the W. The Orange have not been a highly ranked team this season yet, but have many more chances coming up. The leading scorers on the team are graduate student Andrew White, who is averaging 15 points a game, and sophomore Tyler Lydon, who averages 11. It is still early in the season, and the 5 new players Syracuse picked up are still working out the kinks of being with a new team and Coach Jim Boeheim's zone. Boeheim did say the team could be playing some man-to-man defense, but that has not happened yet. Coming up, the Orange have some exciting games. Saturday, they try to rebound from a 2-game losing streak as they play North Florida at 4 in the Carrier Dome. On Monday, the team heads down to Madison Square Garden to face the UConn Huskies. And other big games to look out for are the Georgetown game on December 17th. It's a big rivalry game. Many of us will be home for Christmas break, but make sure to turn into your TVs because it'll be a great game. And then when we come back from break in January, Cuse starts their ACC play. Lots of basketball still to be played, so keep cheering on the Orangemen.
Thanks, Rebecca. Attention all seniors and those who are graduating. Do you know how to dress perfectly to land that dream job?
Emma Biddy will tell us your professional wardrobe must-haves.
We'll be right back.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Got a quarter?
Thanks for sticking with us. Our resident movie critic Rebecca Burroch is back today with a list of holiday movies you don't want to miss. Rebecca?
It's the most wonderful time of the year, flu season. It's also time for that other thing. Oh yeah, the holidays. Now while you're all bundled up in your bed with your mountains of Kleenex, you're gonna wanna get all cozy by streaming some holiday classic films. I've compiled a list to help you get through the headaches of candy canes and candle lighting. So sit back, sip that hot chocolate, and get ready for Santa, baby. First on our list is Elf. Christmas is one of the most magical holidays with the most beloved figurehead, Santa Claus. But who is to help that bloody old fool create all those mysterious gifts? It's none other than Buddy the Elf. Comedy guru Will Ferrell retires his Ron Burgundy mustache for a pair of pointy ears as he plays this iconically goofy yet endearing role of Buddy. As a baby, Buddy was born a human, accidentally snuck into Santa's sack one Christmas Eve, and ended up at the North Pole. Raised by elves, Buddy learns a little too late in life that he's not actually one of the magical beings he once thought he was. He then travels to the mean streets of New York City, where he reunites with his biological father, a real Grinch. With a crazy antics and a bag of spaghetti and M&Ms or two, this one is perfect for the whole family. Number 2 for this year's picks is The Holiday. Yes, it seems corny, but do you really think that I would recommend some cheesy romantic holiday flick? Well, you know me well. Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet swap homes from LA to the English countryside to spend their holiday breaks. It's the original Airbnb before it was cool. Sparks fly, romance ensues, and Jack Black is somehow mixed up in all of this as none other than a love interest. Doesn't matter. Just go watch it. You'll get it once you turn it on. And I wish I could offer you some classic film favorites to celebrate the brightest holidays of them all. Hanukkah with its menorahs and Kwanzaa with its kanaras. Sadly, I cannot find something worthy enough to recommend to you. So, for our final movie option, I bring to you instead Breakfast at Tiffany's. This is a personal favorite of mine, and it gets 5 vintage film cameras on the RKB movie meter. If anyone deserves to be celebrated, Audrey Hepburn is surely worthy. Fashion, mafia, scandalous parties, potential prostitution, and a whole lot of fast-talking golden era acting. Audrey Hepburn plays the mysterious yet vivacious Holly Golightly, and George Peppard plays her neighbor/lover. Oh, and there's a cat named Cat. Please don't let the name of the film fool you. You're not actually allowed to eat your breakfast in the Fifth Avenue Tiffany store. Believe me, I tried. So thanks for watching this week's movie review. Enjoy those potato latkes, dreidel games, and latex red Jingle Bell Rock costumes you're mimicking from Mean Girls. And remember, anything that happens under the mistletoe stays there, except for shame. That'll stay with you forever.
Well, thank you, Rebecca. And the holiday season isn't just for movies. It's the perfect time to start thinking about those summer internships. Now, good morning, guys. I am Jamie Weiss, joined now by millennial fashion expert Emma Beatty, who's the editor-in-chief of Equal Time magazine. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me, Jamie.
So December is the perfect time to think about internships because that's when all of those applications start to open. Now, a little down the road, people are going to be going towards interviews and that eventual internship, but what should they be wearing?
Yeah, absolutely. Internships are a perfect opportunity to show that you know how to dress professionally. So we have a few models here today to show you everything you need to know about dressing for the office. So we have a boy and a girl, Josh and Kelsey are here. First on Josh, we have the shoes. So it's really important to have professional shoes. You probably need 2 pairs if you're a guy, probably a brown pair and also a black pair. Huge pet peeve of mine are shoes with square toes, so make sure you have your rounded toe shoes. Next, we have jeans. Now, this look in particular, wearing jeans in the office, you're gonna be too casual for an interview or something, but when Casual Friday comes around, you can definitely pull this off. If you're going to wear jeans, though, they absolutely have to be dark. You cannot go with light jeans for the office. Another huge pet peeve of mine is when people don't have a work-appropriate bag. So something that's really important is to have a portfolio or something that you can take into meetings so that you have something with your notes in it and everything's together. And then also having a nice coat. A huge mistake I see people make is walking into the office wearing a North Face or something that looks like it'd be great for Syracuse, but maybe not exactly appropriate for the office, so that's really important too. Then moving on to Kelsey, the first thing that I wanted to point out is it's really essential to have a great pair of pixie pants. Pixie pants are nice because they mimic the look and feel of a skinny jean, but they are nice enough for the office. And then also having a statement blazer is really important. Everybody probably has the generic black blazer, kind of like what I'm wearing here, but it's nice to have something with a little flair, a little more fashion to it that makes more of a statement when you walk into the office. 2 other things that are super important, having a nice tote bag that looks clean, professional, but it holds a lot of your stuff. If you're going to the gym after the office, if you're going to happy hour, you can throw whatever you need in there, and it can take you from work to whatever your plans are after. And then having a light jacket is really important too, in case the office is a little too cold.
Well, Emma, those are definitely some great tips, and Equal Time actually has a brand new issue coming out this week. Are there any hints or tips that readers can be expecting with this week's issue?
Yeah, so this is our empowerment issue, so you can look for even more advice about being empowered in your internship, how to relax and de-stress during this crazy finals time, health, beauty, fashion, it's all in there.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to it, and you can pick up those copies anywhere throughout campus. Thank you so much, Emma, and we'll be right back after the break.
Looking for these? You drive Buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Welcome back to Juice and Java. As school is coming to a close and the holiday season is ready, we are going to talk about some of our favorite holiday traditions.
Yeah, so I have a huge family. My mom is one of 11 kids.
Wow.
So I have 26. I have 26 first cousins, and there's another one due any day now. So
wow.
But the reason why I mention that is my holiday tradition is Christmas Eve, always with my mom's side of the family, every year since I was younger.
Do you guys all fit in one
huge
room?
Party. So it's coming to the point where there's only certain people who can host it because of how many people it is.
Oh my goodness.
But it's so fun. That's when we exchange Christmas gifts. So Christmas Eve, for some people, they don't always celebrate it, but for me, it's the most special part of the holiday season.
That's great because every single year you have just a built-in family reunion, and I'm sure like with that many people you need so much time just to update and be sure you cover every single person.
Yeah, and it's fun because pretty much all my mom's siblings live in New Jersey, but one of her brothers lives in Texas and one lives in London, and they always come for the holidays.
That's so nice. That's
so it's
sweet.
really nice.
And especially since it is such a time to be with family. I know mine, we like to just get away from the cold. Even though I'm from Atlanta, that's still too cold for my family. Yeah. So we always go down to the Caribbean or try and take a nice just vacation where we can just escape and be on the beach and get that good book.
Do you know where you're Yeah, you need to go to Barnes & Noble.
I know.
Do you know where you're going this year?
This year we're going to St. Thomas, and so we just wanted to just escape and where it's guaranteed sunshine and heat. So.
Actually, over winter break, my mom was saying that in a couple of years she wants to start leaving for Florida on Christmas Day.
It's great, but the thing is that everyone has the same idea too. So you're not going to have, depending on where you go, like very wrapping, but it's really nice and a nice holiday, relaxing.
And as the holidays are approaching, the semester is ending as well, and that means that this is our last show of the semester. I won't be here next semester, so it's my last show for a while.
Much,
thank you.
It will be my last semester, so I'm excited to have one final one, and it's not the end, but the end
yeah,
right
you
now.
have a semester's worth of shows left, but for now, this is our last holiday show. It's been a great semester of Juice and Java.
Yeah, well, this is, we're sad to see it go, but it'll be back.
Everything must end. All good things must come to an end, and we'll be back. Well, that's all we have for the show today. This actually marks, as we said, our last show of the season.
It's very sad, but be sure to follow us on all social media at CitrusTV to keep up with all the latest news until our new season begins.
For Juice and Java, I'm Mia Rossi.
And I'm Jackie Prager. Warm wishes in the holiday season from all of us here at Juice and Java to you at home.